Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, gemstones. I was really brought up learning about gemstones and all the different types of geoids and why they were healing and how they were healing. So much of it is intuitive. And when you read on the internet, because people love to have instructions, specifications of what something is good for. And the truth is, if you are drawn to a gemstone, there is something in it that your body wants in order to either ground itself or just be around. They are the earth energy. And when you think of the planet that we live on, there's such a give and a take with nature, and that's the whole point of a gemstone. That all being said, I am gonna break it down for you because I get a lot of questions about this and I use gemstones in my services. To begin with, I do think that I am a healer in the way, and most estheticians are, the way that we can touch somebody and detoxify them. For me, when I actually put my hands on someone, I start to feel what they need and I get a sense for what I'm going to do as the facial goes on. So most of my facials are customized. The gemstones that I use, I keep in a copper cup. That's what activates the gemstones. Think of it as recharging. And because I use them on so many different people, I need to make sure that, because gemstones are so absorbent, I need to make sure that I'm constantly cleansing them and getting them ready for the next person so that they can be at their maximum strength. Also really does matter where you buy your gemstones. My favorite store in the world is actually in Culver City in California. And you walk in there and you feel it. It's like when you walk into a greenhouse, that feeling of the air is just so purified and absorbing, and you instantly feel calm and like you want to live in the greenhouse. At least that's me. So what I like to wear, and very popular for healers, are a combination of turquoise, amethyst, and I have a few copper bracelets. This one's a little baby one. This is my favorite stack at the moment. All three of them came from the gemstone store in Culver City. And these ones in particular are very easy to perform a facial with, and some of my larger ones are harder to actually do a facial while I'm wearing them. Because I have the copper, that will continue to charge any stone that I'm using and make it more potent. The turquoise and amethyst are both fan favorites for healers. The turquoise not only protects me from energy, so I don't absorb energies. That's what healers sometimes need to learn that in the beginning. So for me, spending a lot of time in the earth really helps me feel grounded. And turquoise gives me clarity. I like to cross-reference things with interesting articles, but the truth is, it's just about balancing yourself with nature. So all gemstones can essentially bring you good luck, health, and balance. Amethyst. So a lot of healers use amethyst. I have amethyst all over my house. This one, if everything is in its bath right now, so this is a salt bath that I love to do for my crystals. Another beautiful thing for all of your crystals is to bake them in the sun. I like to salt them and then bake them, so they just lay in the sun drying. This is actually from my mother. This is also from California, but when I was much younger. Whenever you get a crystal as a gift, it's really important to make sure you clear the energy from it so that it's ready to really be your crystal. This is also from the store in California. I love that amethyst comes in different colors. So amethyst can be white, it can be very deep purple. Usually dark purple amethyst is more expensive. I, at one point, tried to do a face roller using amethyst because it's probably my favorite. I find it helps with mental clarity. My manufacturer came back to me, and it's the most expensive to do something like that with, and it's apparently the most irregular. So you'll get some really dark and you'll get some light, and of course, general public will feel like there's something wrong with their amethyst. But the truth is stones come in all different types of variations of the stone. So that's my amethyst. Oh, here's another. I love this. Sometimes I use this wand. This is all amethyst. I also got this in California. I love this for facial massages, especially in my treatment. This right here is one of your lymph nodes that detoxifies. A lot of people, you can feel when I give them a facial, they have a lot of tension in their jaw. And same with here. We have the ever popular Jade. I get a lot of questions about what's the difference between a jade roller and a rose quartz roller. Often I tell people to buy whatever they're drawn to for obvious reasons. But if you really want to break it down, the difference is jade in general is a little bit more for detox. For me at home, I'm a little too lazy to use tools like this. I prefer a roller, and I like to, especially when I'm hot, it's such a nice for depuffing around the eyes. Jade is more for if you have breakouts. I do find that all stones will help with breakouts, but it's more of a regulating stone. It's also supposed to bring you luck, so a lot of cultures wear a lot of jade jewelry. Rose quartz is beautiful. Generally, when I'm giving facials, I feel like more people need rose quartz. It's really all about love, and specifically self-love. Sometimes when I start the facial and I really feel like the person really needs some extra love, I'll either put it underneath their shoulder blades or over their eyes. One of my clients, interestingly enough, I had a bunch of these, and one of my clients broke one. And there's something very powerful when a stone breaks, in my opinion. It's like, it's done. So if something happens where you break a stone, throw it in the garbage and thank it for its service. It's no longer able to do what it needed to do, and it's time to move on to a new stone. In my opinion, most breakouts in the skin are, well, Louise L. Hayes says that they are like small pieces of hate for yourself, which is really sad. But the way that I interpret that is it's when you have a lower self-worth, and all you really need to do is focus on introspection and self-love, and rose quartz is beautiful for that. Sometimes I get emotional when I'm giving facials for certain people because I really just want to infuse them with the most amount of self-love I can. One of my favorite stones of all time, and I never know how to pronounce it, Selenite. It reminds me of salt, and it's interesting because there's so many rules to stones, which I find funny. So you're not supposed to put selenite in water ever. I use it for facials, so I have, like, it looks very different from when I first bought it. I have a selenite spear as well. This stays in my bedroom. Selenite is so good in your bedroom because it's very absorbing. It's like salt, so it forms in the ground similar to how salt does, except for it's more hard than salt. When it goes in water, it does come apart, and you can see like little crystal pieces coming off of it. But I often will just like put it on someone's neck just to absorb energy, especially energy that does not belong to you. You'd be very surprised how many people come to me with bad skin, or they feel that like they have bad skin, and really it's just because they're taking on other people's energy, and sometimes the facial, just to remove that, is all that they need. So things like selenite will really help, as well as Himalayan salt. Salt, sun, and water cleanses all of your stones. Also the earth, you can put it in the earth in your backyard. Again, they say not to put anything like selenite there. However, I think that the stones are meant to be used, not to collect dust and just sit on a shelf. They're alive, so you want to treat them as if they're a welcome part of your house. Really love when you can put a candle in salt, and there's also selenite candle. Those are pretty much all of the stones I like to use. I also did bring a few other tools I get asked about a lot in conjunction with the rollers, which is interesting to me. I personally love gold. That also counts as a natural product. The gold roller has real gold in it, and this is probably the only thing that you will really see a visible difference in your skin, because there are needles on the ends of it, and it will pierce the skin so that your product is able to absorb much deeper into the skin. I also brought out my Foreo. Anything that vibrates it shakes the skin cells, because your skin is actually not a solid form. It's many tiny skin cells put together. So when the product goes deeper into the cavities of what the vibrations create. This is more about the massage of it and breaking up the inflammation and anything that's right underneath your face. And when you do it, it feels really nice. I've seen a lot of holding it flat and bringing it up on the skin, and that will give you a lifted look. In my opinion, it's not like a complete mind-blowing game changer, and it's a little bit time consuming, so I hardly ever do it because I'm really into kind of instant results. I'm more of a fan of the needle roller. Like if someone has acne and they're asking me about Jade rollers, I tell them to just skip it. Also, so many questions on what products to use with everything. It has to do with what products will help you, and then using the stones or the roller or the Foreo to access the lower levels of the skin cells in order to make a more visible difference. I created a face mask that has real gold in it. Gold is detoxifying. There's a million different benefits to gold, but this also has natural carob, which is a very good skin cell regenerator, and sea moss, really good for acneic skin. Doing the needle roller before this mask will make this mask more effective. Once the mask is on, giving myself a roller massage, but the mask itself is very good at making itself go deeper into the skin. Oh, it feels so good. Or you can do the Foreo. And I use this a lot in my treatments. This is ready to come off. It basically looks newly unpackaged. We're gonna put some face cream, some rose quartz. Well, I could pretty much talk about gemstones and facial tools all day long. So maybe next time I'll go into more depth in the professional tools that we like to use. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you have any other questions for my next video on more facial tools. Talk to you soon. Bye.